I think it's my responsibility to restore hope, create opportunities, and protect the America we love.
What do you intend on doing addressing some of the schools that are struggling economically, failing academically, and are limited when it comes to mental health resources?
I've been saying this for a very long time. 7 or 8 years ago, I founded the School Choice Caucus. I believe that the closest thing to magic in America is a good education. And in this state, because of your governor, somewhere around $7,598 or something like that per student, up to 300% of poverty is now being made available so that the mother or the father or the parents have a choice, as I said earlier, which means that kid has a woohoo whopping chance for the most remarkable life they'll ever live. I do not want the federal government making education decisions for the great state of Iowa. It's one of the reasons why we talk about from cotton to Congress in one lifetime. Because my grandfather, who was picking cotton as a third grader, lived long enough to watch his grandson pick out a seat in Congress. And that's really the story of America, that all things are possible. And growing up, my grandfather taught me that you have to have not just faith, but stubborn faith. That sometimes they don't always go the way that you would hope that they would. But if you hold on long enough, if you believe that all things are possible, somehow, some way, through the miracle of life, they become possible. She come home and she looked at that report card. And she looked at me. She looked back at that report card. If I heard it one time, I heard it 1,000 times. She would say, Timmy, if you would just shoot for the moon, even if you miss, you'll be among the stars.
Fentanyl has jumped as the #1 cause of death, 35 and under. Not leukemia, not suicide, not gunshot, nope, not motorcycle. Fentanyl. What would you do to stop the scourge of fentanyl?
Well, #1 thing we should do to stop 70,000 Americans from losing their lives to fentanyl is to close our southern border. Period. We need to, instead of hiring 87,000 new IRS agents, we need to hire 87,000 new Border Patrol agents to be on our border.
The recent poll says 70% of Americans believe the country is headed in the wrong direction. So what's your vision for getting us back on track?
President Biden and the radical left, they literally seem to have created a blueprint on how to ruin America. And in that blueprint, sir, it starts with patriotism. Patriotism is a combination between a couple things. #1, it is a place where if you're patriotic, you celebrate your founding fathers. Not because they were geniuses or perfect, but they were really smart and good men who wrote a Constitution that we should all celebrate. Now, I'm glad we amended the Constitution. As an African American, I thought we needed to have some amendments to the Constitution, and we did that. But we have to learn to celebrate the truth of America's history. We are one of the few countries on earth that literally has eliminated slavery, the original sin. But if you listen to Biden and the radical left, you would think that we are living in an evil, declining country. It's exactly the opposite. The American Revolution and the American evolution is the greatest story of the human heart on display anywhere in the world. We should be proud of the greatest country, the freest, fairest land on earth. And if we told true American history and not this indoctrination in our schools today, we indoctrinate our kids and we don't educate our kids. We teach them about the CRT and not the ABCs. To reverse the decline in patriotism is merely to tell America the truth, that we're never defined by our original sin. We are always defined by the story of redemption.
In the unfortunate event Joe Biden gets reelected, what do you... I know, I don't even want to talk about it. What do you see happening to America in that?
Let us pray. We can't take 6 more years of this. And as a kid growing up, as an uninspired student, frustrated, disillusioned, to watch this country do for me what it's willing to do for anyone else. My story is only possible here. It's why I say made in America is my story. I want to protect the America I love. I want to protect the America that's allowed me to live, to breathe, to flourish. But more importantly, I want to protect America so she can do for others what she has done for me.